Time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they had heard the king, they set out, and there, ahead of them, went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And, having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Good to
New
see
Year.
everyone. As we have gone through Advent and Christmas, we have been talking a lot about fear, echoing the voice of the angels. Do not be afraid, fear not. Echoing the voices of angels and watching Mary and Joseph listen to them, watching shepherds and other people of God respond to this call to be not afraid. Today's story is a little different. It's a story that involves a lot of fear, but this time it's not avoidable fear. The Magi, wise men, kings, whatever you want to call them, they make Herod very afraid. And the angel at the end even tells them not to go back to Herod, to find another way home. This is where Joseph and Mary take off to Egypt to make sure that Jesus is safe, is after Herod's decree to kill all the children in the land that might be the child that the Magi have talked about. The result of the Magi coming is a danger to Jesus and every other child born in Bethlehem around that time. Now, whatever we want to call these travelers, whether it gets translated as kings or magi or wise men, however you do it, there's something in the story that seems a little bit off. If they were kings, you would think they would understand politics. If they were wise, you would think they would have thought enough about the consequences of how they went about this. But these travelers seem to be completely naive to the chaos that they have launched. By going to Herod, they have put a ruler on notice. By going to Herod, they have predicted the end of his family dynasty. By going to Herod, they have unleashed a tyrant on the Jewish families in that portion of Judea. Maybe they were mystics that watched the stars and not society. Maybe they were ignorant to the outcomes that could come from this decision. Or maybe they did it on purpose. Surely they didn't want Herod to respond with the killing of babies, but maybe they did want the Roman ruler of the province to be uncomfortable. to be revealed as a bully, to prove to people that he was really unhinged. Last week, we heard Simeon and Anna talk about Jesus and give predictions that he will be about the revealing of many. In response to the news of Jesus' birth, Herod reveals himself to be a tyrant. Now, this is an old story, but not a unique story. Fear revealing the hearts of people. Fear has always led people to heart-revealing choices. Dr. King knew this truth, and he used that fear to expose injustice. It sparked our civil rights movement in the United States. Fear of integrated schools, fear of African Americans at the polls. Those fears brought people out from under their hoods and revealed their bigotry for everyone to see. All of a sudden, folks all over the country on the news were watching hatred spill out into the streets. And the Civil Rights Act was a consequence. Parents have known this too, right? Sparking countless confessions from children without any real evidence. Fear of punishment, fear of disappointing mom or dad or grandma or whoever it is that loves us. Those fears have led to the shedding of tears and the revealing of secrets the children swore would go with them to the grave. Maybe the Magi knew this too, that fear leads to heart-revealing choices. Maybe the Magi knew this. Maybe they set Herod up. Showed the world what kind of person he really was. Many knew him to be cruel. Many claimed he was unstable. Now history would know how Herod built his power. Fear can be a powerful tool for the revealing of the heart. For the revealing of the heart. This past year, much like Mary and Joseph's image of what their life might be like, was not what we expected, right? And we have seen the hearts of many revealed. Fear of economic loss, fear of people who look different, fear of change, fear of what our leaders fear might cause. We have seen how fear reveals the hearts of many. Now, some have responded to fear with hope and creativity. Many have responded to fear with renewed faith and new commitments. Some have responded to fear by facing their ignorance and educating themselves. Some have faced fear by calling for justice and positive change for all people. Others have revealed old biases that we like to pretend are gone. Others have looked to profit off of the struggles of others. Others have pretended nothing was wrong. There's nothing going on, nothing to see here. And others have simply taken care of themselves and ignored the pain of those around them. We have seen fear reveal the hearts of many. It was not what we expected. And now we have to live with it. We have to live with the knowledge that poor people in our community do not get the same care as rich people. We can't ignore it. It's been revealed. We have to live with the knowledge that people of color do not get the same justice. It's been revealed. We've seen it. We have to live with knowledge that our history has been written in the pens of bias. We have to live with the knowledge that many put their privilege above others' health. We have to live with the knowledge that easy lies are preferable to facts in the lives of many. We have to live with the knowledge that many will use God as their excuse for ignorance. We have seen how fear reveals the hearts of many. And now we have to live with it. Doesn't mean we have to like it. Hear me say that. It doesn't mean we have to like it, and it doesn't mean we have to settle for it. What it means is, in this new year, we have work to do. And we don't have to ask what it is. We know that we have work to do. Now, we don't know what 2021 will bring. We don't know what to expect. But if we can set aside expectations, if we can live in what is real instead of what we hope will be, if we can face the challenges that are before us rather than ignoring them, rather than avoiding them, rather than passing them on to future generations, if we can set aside our expectations and deal with what really happens, deal with what has already happened, and proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ in the face of that, we will have done our job. In 2021, we are called to proclaim the truth that the Prince of Peace comes anew, called to proclaim good news for the poor, release for the captives, sight for the blind, and let the oppressed go free. We are called to proclaim God's love for all people, to proclaim God's love for all people. It seems like an echo of what we say every week. It seems so core to who we are, and it seems so simple to the gospel, so central to the gospel, to proclaim God's love for all people. In church, when that message, when God loves everyone, to proclaim love for all, when that good news makes people afraid, the world will see the hearts of many revealed. And we will have taken a next big step towards a just world for all. Amen.